this is gonna be weird because we just did we just played a bunch of Van Halen show basically. It's awesome. But we did. Hey, my man, will you turn on my vocal just a little bit? Thank you, brother. Yeah. I just want to come back out and play a couple of songs play a couple of songs for my pops because this is. I know this is going to be weird asking you to get quiet because we just had a fucking awesome time, but it'll mean the world because here's the thing. It's cool. We'll do it easily. I just wanted to tell you that the set tonight that of all the songs that I've been doing on this tour are all songs that were my dad's favorite songs. And if you don't know anything about my dad, which probably you don't, he passed away from pancreatic cancer a couple of years ago, and he was my best bud. We were real close, and I think there's kind of like a social disconnect that happens with your dad when you hit your teens, which most of us probably go through, where we go into that fuck you dad, and he's going through his midlife crisis and doesn't understand why you want to wear your sister's clothes, and but it's hard to really get inside the mind of a dude who grew up a kid in a town called Tater Hill and didn't really have much exposure to the rest of the world outside of his small little town, and so I had to kind of teach him a lot. And so the way I taught him was, well, besides the fact that he taught me everything about growing up and being a boy and then trying to be a man, and I think he was probably worried that his only son was not going to be a man. But at the same time, my dad was this just ultra-conservative, Bible-thumping dude who didn't really know much outside of that, so rock and roll kind of scared him, which I was rightfully so. I can understand that, because the chances of making it doing that is probably getting struck by lightning, And so I think he just didn't want his son to be a failure, because my dad failed in high school and didn't do very well at it, and somehow was got a job that barely fed all three of us, and he just didn't want to see it end up being maybe following in his footsteps, I guess, at the same time as doing something. And I said, Dad, I'm not going to go to college. And he said, why don't you want to go to college? And I said, because I just feel like, not everybody's cut out to go graduate and then go to college and get a job at the mill and, make cups the rest of their life and then just settle for that. I was like, I like rock and roll and I'm going to try to go make it doing it. And so he said, and it was cool because my dad, being this kind of conservative country boy that he was, he said, well, I'd rather you say that, the only things that you regret in life are the things that you didn't try. So I thought that was pretty cool of him. So I moved out to Los Angeles when I was 17, and he drove me to the airport. I remember it. And that was the day I went from being Bradley Glenn Walker to being Butch Jr. Walker, and his name. And it took me a long time. It took me a long time to make a living doing anything musically. As a matter of fact, I just remember my dad would send me $20 here and there whenever he had it, which was not a lot of money, but to me it was everything, because I could buy a week's worth of macaroni and cheese. So I did it, and when my band finally got a record deal and I started going out and just touring and sort of making a living for myself, albeit a small one. I was playing all these little tiny places all over the place where I could get a gig for $100 to split between 7 people in a van. But we did it, and I think one day it just kind of snapped in him, and he looked at me, and he was working at his job at AT&T for 27 years, and he looked at me and he said, man, you really love your job. And I was like, yeah, but it's not really a job. I feel kind of bad, like I might let you down because I'm just kind of doing what I want to do. And he goes, yeah, but that's the job, and you love your job. And I was like, yeah, I love my job.
Damn right.
And he, so my dad retired and quit his job at AT&T and started going on the road selling merchandise. And you know, it was cool. We had some great moments because, you know, we missed a lot. You know, we missed a lot of hanging out together. I'm sorry this is long. I'll get out in a minute. But he, you know, he ended up catching up with me. And when we were sitting in like a Motel 6 on a Monday night in like Spartanburg, South Carolina, just like drinking shitty vodka and counting like $100 in merch money and being excited that we sold that, you know? Yeah. It was cool. It was cool to do that with my dad, and I hadn't done that in a while. So I don't know. I've stuck with it for a long time and a lot of years, and now I'm 45, and I have a 7-year-old boy. And, he's rad. And my dad, you know, he got to know him at least, and he, when he was in his bed a couple of years ago, and I took in a couple of songs that I was working on for a new record, and I sat there beside him and I played him a couple of songs from the new record, and this is the last song that Big Butch ever heard, and I'm gonna play it for you.
Thank you, bud. Thank you.
Singing from the ditch with a seatbelt. Bet you thought I'd never say that I was wrong. Never know where you're gonna find it. Somewhere in the back of your eyelids. The liquid truth can kill you. It's a courage made to thrill for so long. You're just another guy more than halfway home. Never getting sick of this drive alone. Taking back the money that I borrowed. Swearing it all on in tomorrow. Looks like I got what I wanted. Just maybe not the way that I thought it should go. So I'm coming home. Keep your eyes on the road with me. I'm coming home. When the lights blind everything, then you'll know. It won't be long. I'm coming home. Man, there's so many things I should have said. So many others really could have wound up dead. Never got to get out of Georgia. Never got to make up with Lisa. Never got to die in Vegas. Sleeping at the wheel in a car that won't roll. So I'm coming home. Keep your eyes on the road for me. I'm coming home. When the lights blind everything, then you'll know. Oh, won't be long. I'm coming home. Tell mama and dad that I know they care. Wife and son, there's a box on the stand. His 3 initials on it. He should ever come on it. There's a note saying everything my mouth can't say. Take a look at the driveway. down